Hi everybody, it's Natsu Myers here again, and today I'm going to explain some projects that are working on building anonymity in cryptocurrency transactions. Because when people transact and make a payment via cryptocurrencies, some people want to be anonymous, right? So, blockchains are usually the underlying technology behind cryptocurrencies. So somewhere on a blockchain, so imagine this is a blockchain. So let's say some of the information that's stored in the blockchain is an address. And an address is a long string, so by string I mean piece of text, that has a hexadecimal value. Hexadecimal is just another type of number system that stores where the cryptocurrency, that shows where the cryptocurrency is stored rather. So let's say I have one Bitcoin, and here's an address just like A, B, X, Y, something, just a bunch of letters. Let's say I have one Bitcoin in this particular address. So this address is literally an address. Think of it as a place on a blockchain that is responsible for storing that said cryptocurrency, right? So the thing is that although it's technically anonymous, like nobody knows what my address is, let's say I'm sending that transaction to my friend, they can look over my shoulder of my computer and see my public address, so my public key. So the address is the same thing as the public key, because every address has a public key and a private key, which is like a password. So I'm just gonna say there's a password here, and the password is hidden. So every address has really two keys. So let's say somebody looks over my shoulder and sees like what my public address is, my public key. That is dangerous if you don't want to be known, because whenever you look on a blockchain, anyone can see everyone's public address. That's why they're called public addresses or public keys. They're synonymous, by the way. So in order to hide who you are, if you don't want to show the financial transactions you've been making on a blockchain, automatically the public address automatically changes. So after, let me just change my marker. So after maybe a few days, a few hours, the public address can change to something different, etc. And you can still use the original one, so you can still use the first one, or you can use the second one, and you can use a bunch of new ones that are automatically generated. And that's a system to help protect people's anonymity, but it's a bit slow. So what people have tried to do is use mixers. And so a mixing service is a service that, let's say, I send, so here's my address on the blockchain. I send my Bitcoin to a mixing service, and the mixing service just takes the cryptocurrency and mixes it with a pool of other participants who add funds to this pool of cryptocurrencies, and it mixes it all around. I get a new address, and it sends me back to the new address. Or it can make an address for you and you get it to the new address. Some of the problems with coin mixer services such as like this is that they are centralized. By centralized, I mean that there is one particular company, organization, or group of people that are responsible for mixing the coins around and redistributing them. And there is an opportunity for human error or just manipulation. And somebody may take something that's not theirs, and there's obviously a fee, right? And they may take a small cut of all the people who participate in the mixing service. There are some decentralized services as well, but again, there are fees, etc. So a way to deal with some of the problems with coin mixer services, or if you want to look for other solutions, some people build the privacy within cryptocurrencies. So Monero is the most popular. Monero is one of the most popular, if not the most popular project that is focused on privacy when it comes to cryptocurrency transactions. They have a built-in system for anonymizing the transactions that take place. Another project that I'm more familiar with is Zcash. Whoops. So another project that I'm more familiar with is Zcash. And Zcash uses something called zero-knowledge proofs, which is a type of technology that doesn't require you to know about who sent the transaction for you to actually validate it. And they use a particular technology called ZK snarks. So very strange word, but all ZK snark is a particular type of zero knowledge proof. And this is how Zcash anonymizes transactions. And because Zcash is a cryptocurrency that's based on a blockchain project, projects such as Komodo can fork, in other words, copy the original code for Zcash and build on top of it to add extra features. Komodo actually leveraged some of the technology in Zcash to build something called Jumbler. And Jumbler is a project that has a coin mixing service built in to the protocol. So that's just a quick look at some ways of ensuring that people's transactions on cryptocurrency projects are anonymous, or truly anonymous rather. And I guess some concerns are that, yeah, it may elicit some money laundering activity. And on the positive side, some people like the idea of being truly free from the big guy looking down at all of our transactions. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And if you haven't, don't forget to comment yes for a free 19-page cryptocurrency glossary that will be updated more and more as time passes. So I thank you so much for watching.